All right, welcome to episode number 71 of the Let's Discuss Gaming podcast. I am your host, Triple J. Joining me is my co-host, Dr. Games 101.
What's going on, guys? Hello.
We don't have a big number of topics to go through, but we do have a fair number of topics to get through. So, you ready to start with the first one?
Yes, indeed.
All right, first one coming up. Nintendo Live, an in-person fan event, takes place in Seattle this fall. Oh, let me turn it on display so people can see if they want to follow along. Nintendo Live, a fun event celebrating all things Nintendo, is taking place in the U.S. for the first time this September. The event, which has previously been held in Japan, will take place in Seattle. It serves as a large convention that will allow Nintendo enthusiasts to play popular Switch titles, take photos with Mario and other characters, and enjoy live entertainment, including game tournaments. The event will also feature a number of Nintendo-themed activities scattered across the venue. Fans of all ages can currently experience the unique games, characters, and worlds of Nintendo on Nintendo Switch, but we want to expand that scope with a new experience, said Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser in a press release. With Nintendo Live 2023, we're giving attendees a chance to celebrate together with family, friends, and the broader Nintendo community in the spirit of fun and creating long-lasting memories. There's no information on the exact date or location for the event, nor when ticket sales begin, but you can keep an eye on the event's official website to learn more once those details become available. Nintendo is enjoying a wave of positive momentum this year following the opening of its second Super Nintendo World theme park at Universal Studios Hollywood, as well as the successful premiere of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. What do you think of Nintendo Live? Would you be attending if it was possible?
If I was a very wealthy man, you'll see me travel to as much as many Nintendo's events as possible. Currently, I'm a poor sap, so I cannot really travel about like everyone else on YouTube. So, if it's here in New York City, I'll definitely take a train ride to Madison Square Garden, perhaps Rockefeller Center, and wherever these events take place in Manhattan somewhere. But nice that they have it here in New York City for the first time. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's very interactive with the blocks and the coins, and got Princess Daisy cosplayer over there, I bet, especially.
Yeah, that's what you'd be most interested in.
Yeah, I was taking pictures with Princess Daisy or Princess Peaches,
Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be great. I did see someone walk through the Super Nintendo park at Universal Studios. It was like a Super Mario themed park.
Yeah.
But obviously I don't have the money, so obviously I wouldn't go. I would if I did, but
yeah. Speaking of prices of these events, they keep going up every year or two, especially thanks to Disney as a forefront, because whatever's going on in the Disney and Florida for the last several months now, they increased the prices on most of their events going on in these theme parks. So they're trying to get the rich people to come in there rather than the regular everyday American, which I cannot blame them. But still, it's like this is supposed to be a family oriented for everyone that can afford it, And I remember this time. I know I'm talking about Disney, of course, but back when I was going to Disney in '94, it wasn't about the money; it was about the experience. And I was 7 years old when I visited Disney. And you know what's so funny is that I went there while I had chicken pox. My mom,
really?
Yeah, my mom took me to Disney World while I watched that chicken pox because I contracted the disease back when I was 7 years old, the week before I was going to Walt Disney World. I went there anyway. I wasn't too sick, but I was able to walk around and shit. So,
Wow, I'm lucky. I was when I caught chicken pox. I was so young I don't even remember it.
Oh, okay, lucky you.
Yes. But yeah, so I mean, as this live event in Seattle gets closer, obviously more info will come out, and we'll talk about it then.
Oh, yes,
Ready
definitely.
to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Next. Okay. Wrestling president says video game is finished, but its devs disagree. AEW Fight Forever is available for pre-order despite not having a release date. The backstage drama in a world of professional wrestling can upstage the theatrics inside the squared circle. AEW's lack of a release date for its upcoming video game is starting to wear thin on fans. AEW, short for All Elite Wrestling, is a new wrestling promotion on TNT that was founded in 2019 by Tony Khan, whose father owns the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars, alongside professional wrestlers and executive vice presidents Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, and WWE superstar Cody Rhodes. AEW first announced its video game, AEW Fight Forever, in the second year of the promotion's existence. While fans were excited about the idea, since then things have gone awry in a couple of ways. Most recently, the discord appeared in the form of a lack of internal consistency between the people involved in making and promoting the game. AEW President Tony Khan has had a press conference following AEW's pay-per-view recently to discuss match results and generate buzz about future storyline. During the presser, Khan was asked whether fans should anticipate an announcement about AEW Fight Forever's official release date. Tony Khan said that the game was basically finished but didn't provide a release date to the press. I can't say the exact release date. There's a lot of things that go into that. I don't want to step on anybody with that, Khan said. It is coming very soon. The game is finished. The problem with Khan's statement arose when the folks actually making the game not only weren't on the same page, things sounded slightly contentious. THQ Nordic senior community manager Per Hollenbo, known as Zitty on Twitter, clarified for fans online that Khan's claim it isn't exactly true. In a reply to a post linking to Khan's response, Hollenbo said, if you want an unfinished game, sure, we could release now. At the end of his response, Hollenbo said any reports that AEW Fight Forever is 100% done is just another rumor on Twitter. In a Twitter thread response to followers, Hollenbo explained that he doesn't think that Khan lied in any shape or form about AEW's Fight Forever's development status, but that there was a clear difference in how the AEW president and THQ Nordic view a game being finished. This is the latest in a longer series of dramatics with the game, which includes cover art that had to pull its depiction of wrestler CM Punk following his backstage fight with Omega and the Jacksons and the game's lack of a release date. Speaking with Kotaku via email, Hollenbo explained that a game being finished goes further than being playable at a video game event like Gamescom 22 or IGN FanFest 2023. For a publishing house, a game is not finished until we have a shipping date and a release date 100% in stone. Development is just one part of the bigger picture, Hollenbo said. Outside of playing great in test matches, Hollenbo said AEW Fight Forever needs to pass quality assurance test, get localized in 7 languages for AEW Fight Forever. Those languages would include English, German, French, Spanish, Brazilian Portuguese, simplified Chinese, and Japanese, get polished, have retailer and shipping deals, get submitted to first-party platforms, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and have all unique requirements for said devices, get optimized on every platform, have marketing and public relation plans, get an ESRB rating. Now, if just one of these things isn't finished, then the game in a publisher's eye is not ready to be shipped, as then the product is not as wanted, Hollenbo said. Hollenbo went on to explain that AEW Fight Forever is being developed by 3 houses, as in the companies developing the game. These companies are Used, the Japanese studio behind WWE SmackDown and the WWE 2K games, THQ Nordic, and AEW. Because AEW Fight Forever has 3 houses developing it, Hollenbo said, all must agree and be happy with the result of every step. Last June, AEW wrestler Kenny Omega claimed AEW Fight Forever's original release was held up after some content was scaled back to get a teen ESRB rating, according to Fightful Select. Previously, Fightful Select reported that the game was on schedule to release in 2022, as later rumored to release in February 2023. When Kotaku reached out to THQ Nordic for comment about how far along AEW Fight Forever is in its development process, THQ Nordic's PR team responded by saying AEW Fight Forever will be released when it's done. Although the AEW Fight Forever sausage has been cooking longer than fans might have hoped, AEW hasn't slowed down when it comes to generating hype for the game, with early gameplay footage on its YouTube channel, AEW Games. AEW Fight Forever was first announced November 2020. Since its announcement, AEW has intermittently released early footage of the game and created a series of spoof press conferences videos about the game, parodying video game presentations like E3. Despite AEW's Dynamite's commentary team repeatedly plugging pre-orders for the game on fans' favorite consoles, the only definitive news fans have gotten on the game is AEW Fight Forever isn't a release date, but the game's new cover art. Originally, AEW Fight Forever's cover art prominently featured returning wrestler CM Punk as the centerpiece of the game's advertising campaign. However, following CM Punk and fellow wrestlers Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Omega's backstage brawl and CM Punk's subsequent suspension, the game's cover art no longer features him on the cover. Instead, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, AEW's current world champion, is featured on the centerpiece of AEW Fight Forever's cover. CM Punk is rumored to be open to returning to the wrestling promotion according to WrestleTalk. Time will tell whether this rumor leads to the return of CM Punk before AEW gives its video game a concrete release date. They do have a trailer if you want to see what the game is going to look like. Should I play the trailer before we talk about it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Alright, playing it. Let it load. Okay. I'm going to be playing the... let me close this menu. Playing the trailer now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be playing the... let me close this menu. Playing the trailer now.
Mm-hmm.
AEW Fight Forever was revealed to the world.
I can't believe what I just saw!
And the reaction was nothing short of spectacular.
Bring it! Let's see it! I'm better than you! Oh my God! Incredible!
Do you remember the feeling when you could just pick up and play a video game?
That feeling is back.
Hey, Sting.
Are you ready to reignite the magic?
AEW.
Hey, Sting.
Has deep career modes. You can create your own wrestler, like me.
And use all of my signature moves.
Battle it out in some of my favorite matches, like Lights Out.
Balls count anywhere.
And don't forget about the weapons.
All the weapons.
Now, it's time for you to create your unforgettable moments. AEW Fight Forever, coming soon.
So, when you're done with the trailer, let me know.
Yeah, I'm done looking at the trailer.
Okay, so what do you think of the game?
I have to say, it looks pretty interesting. I think I saw a trailer like this many weeks ago on YouTube. Right? Yeah, with John Moxley and Adam Page talking. We did see that trailer before, but I was hoping it would show more gameplay. Right.
Because I've watched it on AEW Games. Hold on, just let me check that I got the next pages up. Yeah. I watched it on AEW Games YouTube channel, and this is WWF No Mercy with current day graphics. They got the same spirit meters at the bottom.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like is that they said that there's been, and they did say, I'll release this now since we're talking about the game. They said the reason behind the game being called Fight Forever, they're not going to release a yearly series like WWE does with 2K.
Right.
Fight Forever might be updated with DLC, but it's not gonna be a yearly series.
Of course not.
Like the WWE games. Instead, maybe DLC to keep when new stars are hit TV regularly, stuff like that. They said there's going to be a story mode But there's not. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to create your own stories. I was so hoping for that, especially after WWE 2K passed up on that.
Yeah, AEW, like AEW, it may have potential, but they don't have that kind of bigger budget like that of WWE. So it just started out. So give them a few more years, you know.
Well, keep in mind it's THQ Nordic developing it, so.
But AEW themselves, I'm sure they have like a small budget or some sort of like small amount of investment into the game itself to some extent. You know, they can't be over exaggerated. You know.
Keep in mind, Tony Khan's father owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tony Khan himself not only owns All Elite Wrestling, but he purchased Ring of Honor when they were in limbo.
Oh wow!
So Tony Khan's got the Khan family has money.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah. This isn't Impact Wrestling just struggling to survive. This is and AEW's got a bloated roster of over hundreds of wrestlers. They don't even need legends to hit that 100 or 200 mark.
Okay.
But obviously they can't put wrestlers back in the game that went back to WWE, say so.
Right, of course.
But yeah, what do you think of this game? Are you going to be interested in playing it when it finally does come out?
If it comes out for the Xbox One, that'd be great. Obviously not, but you know, it's gonna come out for the next gen, the current gen.
No, they said PS4 and Xbox One also.
No way, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been working on this since 2021. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I can't wait for the game to come out. I mean, it being so delayed is probably a blessing in disguise, just because of how hectic things are with me. You know, obviously, like I said, I'm still searching for a telemarketing job because I'm taking care of my mother. I'm just not able to anymore. It's I'm not a trained professional, and I'll even share this on stream. A nurse came over, and the nurse said to me, "You're doing the jobs of 3 or 4 people. There's no way you could continue." She said it's amazing you've done it for like 2 years or 1.5 years at this rate.
Right.
Because if she needs help using the bathroom or taking a shower, which my aunt usually gave her a sponge bath. Luckily my aunt's done the sponge bath thing, but when my mom needs help using the bathroom, I gotta lift her out of the chair, put her in a wheelchair, wheel her to the bathroom, lift her out of the wheelchair onto the toilet, and then everything all over again when she's done with the bathroom. That's just a little bit of what I go through. So, and that's also why I didn't have a job, because how could I do all that, be exhausted by 7 p.m., and then still work a job on top of it?
I understand.
So, and there's other things, but we can talk about that after the stream. So I'm really hyped for AEW Fight Forever. I just can't wait till the game comes out. Hopefully CM Punk will still be in there. I just want the game to come out. But I do want THQ Nordic to take the time they need to finish everything. Ready to move on?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Next. PlayStation Plus games catalog editions for April 2023 revealed. Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein 2, and Riders Republic join the premium PlayStation service. Sony has announced its PlayStation Plus game catalog editions for April 2023, bringing a mixture of first-person shooters, sports, and horror with titles like Doom Eternal, Riders Republic, and The Evil Within. According to a PlayStation blog, over a dozen games joined the April offerings for Plus, Extra, and Premium members on Tuesday, April 18th. On May 15th, Game Catalog will remove a handful of other titles, including Marvel Spider-Man, Resident Evil, and NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. Among some of this month's standout games are first-person shooters Doom Eternal and Wolfenstein 2. IGN gave both titles 9 out of 10 review scores, calling Doom a modernized reboot, a breath of fresh air for the genre, and Wolfenstein 2, a fantastically written and acted story. 40-player versus player sandbox Riders Republic and Shinji Mikami's survival horror nightmare Evil Within adds a little more variety into the mix. Plus, the ultra-violent murder mystery Paradise Killer is always worth a spin. Check out the full list below. So this is everything PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium game catalog. Bassmaster Fishing for PS4, PS5. I make a joke about that, but actually there are some Bassmaster games that are good.
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal for PS4 and PS5. Kenna Bridges Spirits for PS4, PS5. Okay, most of these are for PS4 and PS5. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, Paradise Killer, Riders Republic, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure. The following are just for PS4. Slay the Spire, The Evil Within, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. PlayStation Premium Classics, all for PS4. Doom, Doom 2, Doom 64, and Dishonored Definitive Edition. To score access to most of the latest in Sony's library, you'll need PlayStation Plus Extra at a minimum. To download the classics like Doom and Dishonored, you'll have to sign up for PlayStation's Premium tier. As for other Sony services, the platform holder announced its collection of PlayStation 5 PlayStation Plus titles would be removed on May 9th. The bundle includes games like Bloodborne, God of War, and Resident Evil 7, and members that redeem the offer can still download the collection even after it's gone. If Sony's latest update is of any interest, keep your eyes peeled for more PS5 news soon, as the company announced its plans for a new Final Fantasy XVI State of Play tomorrow. So, any of the games that are coming to PlayStation, are you interested in?
I've already have Doom Eternal and Doom. Well, I'll currently have Doom 64, Doom 1, 2, and 3. I have this a bundle for Doom back with Fingerhut bundle for Fingerhut.com many years ago. Not many years ago, a couple of years back. And I got that for about $60, $50. Doom Eternal is already on the game library of Game Pass. That's my check on Xbox, so I'm covered on that part.
Yep.
But what I like to play more of is the Kenya Bridge of Spirits. Obviously, that's for PS4, PS5, or as a PS5 launch title back in 2020, 2021. And it looks good. I saw the gameplay of it, game trailer of it. Has a good story, very spiritual feeling. You know, it's kind of interesting to play. It has puzzles and platforms, style type of gameplay. So I like to play that one day. One day, of course, in time. So.
With as many games are with you. The only ones that stood out, Doom Eternal's awesome. I like it, and I grew up with the first Doom. I grew up with Doom on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is there were like a couple of levels from Episode 2 in the first Doom of Super Nintendo. Like they showed like the first 7 or 8. I didn't know there were more if you actually got further.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Doom Eternal's awesome. Doom 2, and Doom 64, all 3 are great. Dishonored is okay. I just always end up not being able to figure out where to go. So, I mean, Dishonored Definitive Edition, I guess, is fine. The other games... Go on.
That's what I was saying, though, that I played Dishonored, but the original Xbox 360 game. I didn't play the Definitive Edition yet, so...
Yeah, I never played the Definitive Edition either. I just played Dishonored and Dishonored 2. I had Dishonored for 360. I played Dishonored 2 via Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the Doom games are really what caught my eye. Obviously, I get those. I did play a little bit of The Evil Within. I did get like past the first couple of chapters.
I think that probably goes to the chainsaw guy in Evil Within 1. That was hard. Because you like shotgun shells, like at least 10, and then like they got to hit him a couple of times. That's about it. He's dead. But it's hard to find those shotgun shells, and you got to roam the place in order to find the shotgun shells if he's chasing after you eventually after a while.
I don't have anything else to add since we talked about Doom. Ready to move on?
Yeah, ready.
All right. So, all right, next. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, delayed to February.